Hello and welcome back to The Long Road. You rejoin us in the northern German city of Kiel, having travelled up on our longest ride yet from Prague in the Czech Republic. We went on quite an interesting night ride through Berlin, particularly was interesting at sunset. We are now set up with a DAF XF, it's our third time driving a DAF, and we're going on to Denmark, the city of Aarhus. So before we go too much further, let's take a quick look at the map and then we'll get ourselves on the road. So we're going to be travelling north as soon as we can, up to the border. As we cross the border, it's a little run into Aarhus today. We had various different options. We had a couple of options that went to Rostock and over straight away towards Helsingborg in Sweden. We decided to stay in Denmark for now, and then looking to hopefully, if we can, get a ferry across at Frederikshavn, if that's how you pronounce it, to Gothenburg, and then come back down through Sweden, and let's see what options we have available when we get there. But for now, let's travel to Aarhus. So just getting ourselves set up in the cab, grab ourselves a cup of tea, and let's get on the road. Just having a quick look around. We've got the containers on the back today, and we're in the 370 variant of the DAF XF. Just come past the exit there. Just wait for those cars to come by, hopefully slip in front of that lorry. So we'll hopefully see a little bit of the Port of Kiel as we come out here. I've actually turned the job details off on this particular one just because it was getting in the way of the map. I've got a better view of the map now as a result, but we've got plenty of time again, no particular rush on this journey. So we can take in the sights as we go. Nice little park there. And crossing over the river here. See those big ships down there. Sometimes it feels like we've come full circle driving a modern DAF XF like this. We had one of these on our very first run out of the quarry in Hanover. So it's a nice machine. Very clear dials. Nice quiet pulling power. Even with the window down actually. Onto the main road here. So it's a good time to ask the question, what have I learned so far in this journey that we've been on? I think a lot of it is in the nuances of how to handle the trucks and being able to multitask and narrate a journey at the same time. And I think some of that has improved, and certainly the skill levels a little bit on my side. Getting more familiar again, driving different vehicles. It's good to have a play essentially and drive lots of different vehicles. I think the challenge will come when we start with more heavy loads and additional ADR work, or even convoys. There'll be additional challenges there for sure. And we've navigated the issues around the rest break as well. So we've obviously been driving for a fair bit, and we'll have a break in Aarhus when we get there. It's our first debut into Scandinavia. We do have the Scandinavia DLC available to us, and certainly not opposed to exploring much further north when the opportunity comes. That's the turning to Aalborg. I think we'll get on this main road and then catch you guys back up when we get towards the border crossing. Lots more to see there. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in a moment. So we're now passing a big bridge, crosses over the fjords here at Kiel. Yeah, nice views on either side there, and hopefully we'll be able to see the sea as well at some point on this ride. We're just cruising in the right hand lane there, but some nice views, and the border crossing is coming up in a moment. Certainly been a little while since we've had a speeding fine. I'm aiming to keep that the case. Just activating cruise control there and dropping it down a bit further. One of the things we'll be looking out for is some of the change in scenery as we go up into Scandinavia. We've got certainly flatter plains coming forward, and Jutland or Jutland, apologies if I've mispronounced that. It should be beautiful. See some slightly more Scandinavian style houses and buildings, and yeah, looking out for change in landscape and scenery here. Passing the railway line, little train down there. So the next question is, would the DAF XF be a good contender? I think absolutely. Something about you never forget your first truck you drove. It's certainly been my experience. But ticks a lot of the boxes. So here we are at the tolls, which is modelled slightly differently to what we've experienced so far. You've actually got a bit of a queue to get through here. Certainly a bit more realistic. Some nice detailing on that vehicle in front of us. So here as we approach Denmark, barrier should go down. Indeed it does. See if they wave us through. So I have to do a border check here, see if we pass. Very good. It's almost like this is a kind of makeshift situation. I don't know how exactly that is, but it's almost like we've been told to come over here with these temporary markers. It's quite interesting actually. It's clear. And back on the road. Interesting to see a bit of variety in how the border crossing is handled. Obviously when we were in Prague to Germany there was no border setting at all, so good to see that. And also quite different to the gated style boarding that we had going into Switzerland a few episodes back. So Aarhus on the map. National speed limit here is 130 kilometers an hour. I do not know if that is not it's probably restricted for trucks still at 80. We'll try and keep our speed relatively stable there. Yeah, certainly a bright sunny day with some additional clouds. To see if the weather changes as we get a little bit further north. Not entirely sure what the outside temperature is here. I don't think we get that on our display. It's oil and water, air pressure. So the electric charging spot there, that's very interesting to see. See the e-market, electric vehicle market has changed a lot in recent years. There's been a big push, particularly in the UK, but I imagine in the rest of Europe as well, for the adoption of electric vehicles and making that commercially viable. Obviously the outlay initially for an electric tractor could be high, but one of the main challenges is around infrastructure, around charging point availability. Something that's being addressed actively at the moment in the industry. It's good to see it featuring in the game as well. Those clouds are certainly looking a bit darker. So if we were going across the Odense bridge to Malmo, we'll be taking a right turn here. We are turning a little bit right, I believe, but not quite that far right. Oh gosh, I think we may have gone the wrong way. Indeed, I think that was not the plan, and we have incurred yet again another speeding offence. So let's see what comes up here. We've got a bridge to contend with, and apologies for that, but we have definitely gone the wrong way here. It's just a little bit unclear on the map. This could be a scenic detour, if nothing else. Absolutely beautiful, big expanse of water there. Hopefully the turning around point won't be too far. Looks like it may be around the corner. Does look like we might be able to pull in here on the right hand side. The question of course being as to whether we can turn around. I suspect the answer is probably not, but we are approaching the Odense bridge. Hopefully we'll be able to turn around shortly. I'm sure we can all relate to that experience when you have that panic moment on turning around on a junction, and of course one wrong move and you end up going quite a long way out of your way. Nearly doing it again here if you're not careful. Okay, I think we just made that junction. The sky looking ever more slightly more ominous. So we are back, just crossing that bridge. After a slight detour to Odense. We did discover Odense in the process. Seems to be a little bit of a theme, having accidental detours at the moment. Maybe need to do a bit more planning on the map reading before we get on the way. But we're on our way now back to Aarhus. Certainly nice to see that bridge and crossing that body of water. The sky seems to have cleared up a little bit as well. It's looking a bit brighter out there again. Certainly casting some nice shadows on the cabin. So turning for Aarhus coming up. Certainly a different character feel here. These open plains and tree-lined vistas. It's quite hard on this truck to see what time of day it is, so I'd hazard a guess it's about 5, 6, maybe later 6:30 in the evening, but I'm not sure, I have to say. An open question, do you have a favourite time of day to drive and travel? For me, I do enjoy the early morning light and also the evening light. Sometimes the night driving is also very, very satisfying. Bit of traffic here. Limit here is 50. Well, the traffic lights have been very generous to us today. Another nicely modelled industrial port. So just right here. That's it, that's it. Actually coming right up onto the water's front. Certainly a bit faster than I was expecting. Let's see where they'd look at. Yeah, certainly a tight turn there, tighter than expected. Just a few dots of rain there on the windscreen. So I just want it over there. That is going to be quite tight. Okay. I think we will back up a little bit and make use of this right hand. So those clouds were delivering after all. Probably the tightest turn we've had yet, I would say, in terms of parking. Good to have a challenge. I think we're going to need to redo that. I think the option might be better to come out of here and then reverse around that corner. I can just see that going rather wrong. I little trail over there. So that's a ADR Class 8 there, we definitely want to keep well away from that. It's unflinching, that's for sure. So actually maybe we were right all along to try and keep it as close to this side as possible. Very close to that wall there. That is difficult. Right. I think take 3. We're going to try something different again. This time we're going to try and come as close as we can to this side to allow the turn of the body of the truck around. So like a park around the corner situation. And then let's try that one more time. And got room to swing this time. Hopefully we'll get it in. Goodness, that's close. Jackknife, not careful. I certainly got it pointing the right way. The front of the vehicle is not pointing anywhere near it. That is technically touching. Goodness. I think the technical term is we've made a hash of that, but our truck is now pointing where we want it to go. This is definitely something I would appreciate some advice on, and maybe this is another calling to do that instructor course, because that has been incredibly challenging for me. We haven't really bashed it, maybe a slight scrape on the building there, but I don't think it's coming out anytime soon. Just giving us those nods to try and skip the parking. Reverse parking could be my nemesis. And hats off to anybody who does this without the full truck view. It's incredibly difficult. Gives you a sense of the risks at stake really for HGV drivers in real life. Last attempt, I think, will be there. Well, we are in, and goodness me, that was an absolute challenge. The hardest park that we've ever had, the rain coming down, and I'm just very grateful that we made it in really without any technical damage, although I would argue there will be a scuff on the side of that building there. Excellent, it's certainly generous. So not quite up to level 6 yet, and I think we'll leave things there and we'll pick it up shortly. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed the journey, enjoyed the series, please do consider subscribing. Give us a like if you've enjoyed it, and share what your feedback and thoughts are in the comments down below. But for now, we'll see you next time, where we hope to be going on a ferry somewhere further north into Scandinavia. It's entirely dependent on the job board, so we'll have to see what comes next. But bye for now, take care.